So let us take some question on this relation taken till now of entropy changes. Let us take first question. आप लोग क्वेश्चन लिख लीजिए. एडम लिखिए पहला क्वेश्चन. यहाँ पे मैं आपको दो क्वेश्चन इकट्ठे दे रहा हूँ. यहाँ पे आप दोनों क्वेश्चन ट्राई कर लीजिए. Then you match your answers. Write down first question. लिखिए 16 ग्राम of helium is expanded from 1 atm to 1 by 10 atm at 30 degrees Celsius. Then find entropy change. Then second question given. Find entropy change when 2 moles of ideal gas expand isothermally and reversibly from initial volume of 2 liter to final volume 20 liter to final volume of 20 liter at 300 Kelvin. So try this question yourself. One solution part of this question. To solve this question, we need the entropy relations with volume and pressures. In first question, we are relating here. In fact, in both the question, we can use same expression. Delta S will be how much? NR, or better than NR ln V2 by V1, or you can take NR ln P1 by P2. That product of pressure into volume is constant. P1 V1 is P2 V2. So we can write here V2 by V1 is how much? P1 by P2. So in solving first question, we can use relation of pressures. In first case, we use relation of pressures. क्या आएगा relation pressure? What is delta S in first case? 2.303. N कितना दिया है? 16 ग्राम. तो weight upon molar weight. For helium, what is molar weight? 4. 16 by 4 is 4. R 8.314. Log V2 by V1. You can take pressure relation 1 by 10. So on solving this part, the answer should come 76.59 joules per mole per Kelvin. And second part, we will use volume relation. So delta S will be how much? 2.303 NR log V2 by V1. So what is volume taken here? V2 20 liter, volume V1 2 liters. So log 10 is 1. So we have easy calculation, and putting all the values here. 2.303 N दिया है कितना? 2 moles. R gas constant. Log 20 by 10 is 10. Log 10 is 1. So solving this value, your answer will come 38.59 joules per mole per Kelvin. Is your answer for this question. Okay? So बहुत easy question. आपको common equation आप ला सकते हैं यहाँ पर है. T आपका नहीं आता because delta S is how much? Q by temperature. तो T आपका इसमें नहीं इन्वॉल्व होता है. तो in both the case temperature is not required to us and solving the questions. Okay? Now we take one more question in which they ask sign of entropy change, which is very common question in a different entrance examinations. Let us take our next question for sign of delta S. In examination you get question frequently on this topic, that in which of the following process entropy increase or entropy decrease, or delta S is positive, or delta S is negative, or delta S is 0. So in solving such questions, you have to be careful about the points already I told in theory part, that we can see the chemical reaction structures of the reactant and product, and then you can decide. So anyway, you write a question and try this question yourself. आपका क्वेश्चन दिया है, लिख लीजिए क्वेश्चन पहले. O2 gas give 2O gas, N2 gas plus 3H3 give 2 plus 3H2 give 2 ammonia. Then carbon solid plus H2 liquid give CO gas plus H2 gas. Bromine liquid give bromine gas. N2 gas at 10 atmosphere to give N2 gas at 1 atmosphere. Next we have bit 6, desalination of water. Draw egg to hard boil them. stretching of rubber, carbon graphite become carbon diamond. For this all the reactions or processes you find the sign of delta S. You try this yourself, then you check solution. Now coming on answer part. To solve this question you can see if in the reaction delta H is positive, delta S is positive as well. So whenever in the reaction number of moles of the gas increase, entropy increase. So delta is positive. In second case, number of moles of gas decrease, entropy decrease, sign negative. In this case, delta G positive, so delta S positive. Liquid to gas, entropy increase, so positive. In this case, N2 gas is taken at 10 atmosphere, will convert to N2 gas at 1 atmosphere. Only pressure is changing. Now in this case, when pressure decrease, for the gas, volume increase. If the volume will increase, entropy will also increase. So delta S positive. Desalinization of water. Salt is removed from water. So salt have more entropy when they are present in solution. So entropy change become negative. Raw egg to hard boiled egg. In this case, entropy change is positive. आपके से liquid से solid में how the entropy change is positive or entropy increase. Actually, it is decided by the protein structure. In the raw egg, the structure is proper of protein. On heating, they undergo denaturation. So protein structure undergo denaturation. The structure of alpha helix undergo uncoiling, and therefore entropy get increased. Stretching of rubber, again when the length increases, we are expecting that entropy should increase, but entropy decrease, sign is negative. Logic is during stretching the molecules will come in proper shape and geometries, therefore entropy will be decreased. There will be more ordered arrangement during stretching of rubber. Carbon graphite to carbon diamond, diamond have structure more regular type, 3D network they have. The graphite have more entropy decrease, or sign is negative for delta S for the process where graphite will convert to diamond in the given process here. Are you clear? Chaliye. So that's this point here. Now let us take some part more in theory. Now coming on next part in theory, it is taken absolute entropies and third law of thermodynamics. We are relating third law of thermodynamics with the entropy changes in the processes. Like we take from third law, write the statement first here, write down statement. Okay. It states that at absolute 0 Kelvin temperature, the entropy of every substance may become zero. Entropy of every substance may become zero and becomes zero in case of perfectly crystalline solids, and becomes zero in case of perfectly crystalline solids. As per this law, what can I write here? It says that we will take temperature approaching zero. In that case, entropy you can take here of everything will be taken zero. Now this point is not valid in many cases. उसमें क्या क्या आपका exceptions like we can take here gas taken NO, CO, N2O, water molecule, etc. which are having permanent dipole moment. These molecules have permanent dipole moments. In their cases, the entropy will not be zero even at absolute 0 Kelvin temperature because of their polarity inside the molecule. Entropy at absolute 0 Kelvin temperature of polar molecules may not be zero at 0 Kelvin temperature. Next point can be taken like here, for a mixture of isotopes again entropy may not be zero at absolute 0 Kelvin temperature. ठीक है. Glassy solids, again their entropy is not zero at absolute 0 Kelvin temperature. One thing more, during formation of crystal, if they have some entropy, some vacancy defect, for example, some vacancy defect So in that kind of case, the entropy in their case also will not be zero at absolute 0 Kelvin temperature, and such entropy remaining is called as residual entropy. Such entropy called as residual entropy in solids. Okay, there are certain points. Now for this law, what is applications? This law have the main application that you can find the absolute values of entropies of solids by comparing the entropy at a given temperature and at 0 Kelvin temperature. So its main application taken determination of absolute entropies. If I suppose taken change here delta S, it can be taken entropy at T Kelvin temperature minus entropy at 0 Kelvin temperature. How to find this value? It can be taken Cp dt by T. We can integrate from 0 to T Kelvin temperature. So this can be giving how much value? Cp ln T. Or take log base 10, 2.303 Cp log T. So we can take in this case what is S0, 0. So what is entropy at T temperature? Can be taken Cp ln T per mole, or for n moles I can write NCp ln T for n moles. If I take n is 1, its expression here. So using this third law, we can find the absolute entropies by comparing the entropy of substance at T temperature and entropy at 0 Kelvin temperature. Since at absolute 0 Kelvin temperature, entropy of substances can be taken 0. In such case, entropy at a given T temperature we can determine from this expression. Or we can compare delta S, similarly NCp ln T2 by T1. Okay. So that is the third law applications. Mainly it has this main application that at absolute 0 Kelvin temperature entropy will be 0. So using this law, it helps us in predicting the entropies of substances at 0 Kelvin temperature. We have seen earlier, we cannot find the absolute value of internal energy, we cannot find absolute value of enthalpy, or we will see again one point more, we cannot find the absolute value of one more function called as G, called Gibbs free energy. But we can find absolute value of entropies using this third law of thermodynamics. Now in calculation of absolute entropies, if it is known to us, we can find entropy change of the reaction. कैसे निकालते हैं? Using this data of absolute entropies, we can find entropy change of reaction can be taken summation of entropy of formation of products minus summation of standard entropy of formation of reactants. This expression will be helpful to us in predicting the entropy of the reaction from the absolute entropies information which we can obtain from the third law. Now again we take for elements, it may not be 0. In most cases it is non-zero. Okay, entropy of formation for elements is not 0. You can remember this point if you recall entropies of formation, enthalpy of formation, or we will see free energy of formation will be 0 for elements under standard conditions. But under standard conditions, entropy of formation for elements may not be 0. Okay, that is this point taken here. Let us take next topic. Now we take our next function taken called as Gibbs energy. Gibbs energy symbol taken capital G for Gibbs energy, and Gibbs energy change delta G. How we define this Gibbs energy? First we take definition of Gibbs energy. It is also called free energy. Gibbs energy is called free energy or Gibbs free energy. We write the symbol capital G simply indicating Gibbs energy function or Gibbs function also, or free energy function, or simply free energy. How we define this Gibbs free energy or free energy function or free energy? Write definition first. लिखिए. It is defined as maximum work. It is defined as the maximum amount of energy available to a system to to a system during a process that can be converted into useful work. It simply give the tendency or the ability of a system to do useful work. What is useful work means? We'll explain to you. We have two kind of work. One is called as useful work. One is called work non-useful. उसका meaning समझना क्या होता है? Let us take first definition part. And now when it is taken mathematical definition, it can be taken as difference of enthalpy minus product of entropy into temperature. But again we can take here, we cannot find absolute values of G or G or H, so we are not having much interest. Now suppose we have change in temperature or entropies. This relation you can write here for system. When we take change taken here in entropy, delta G can be taken. It is delta G system is equal to delta H system minus T delta S system minus S delta T system. Now since the process will be carried out at constant temperature, you can write at constant temperature delta T will be 0 and some system is dropped. System is dropped in the expression. So what we get expression of delta G? I can directly delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. Delta G is taken delta H minus T delta S. Delta G equal to how much? Delta H minus T delta S. So it is delta G is called as free energy change. Delta H is enthalpy change. Delta S is entropy change and T is the given absolute temperature. T to be taken in Kelvin scale. This expression is also called as Gibbs Helmholtz equation. Gibbs Helmholtz equation, which relate delta G, delta H and delta S simultaneously. Now we have used word here free energy. बच्चे हमेशा कंफ्यूज रहते हैं सर फ्री एनर्जी का मीनिंग क्या है? फ्री, व्हाट इज फ्री एक्चुअली? तो फ्री का मीनिंग क्या होता है? बेसिकली इट गिव द कैपेसिटी ऑफ ए सिस्टम टू डू द वर्क, यूजफुल वर्क. अब ये व्हाट इज यूजफुल वर्क? लेट अस इंट्रोड्यूस टू यू इन दिस टर्म्स. सो लेट अस चेक सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ दिस टर्म फ्री एनर्जी. आपका नेक्स्ट मेजर टॉपिक है फिजिकल सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ डेल्टा जी, रिलेशन ऑफ फ्री एनर्जी एंड यूजफुल वर्क. इसका मीनिंग क्या होता है? लेट अस एक्सप्लेन दिस पॉइंट टू यू. See, from the first law of thermodynamics, delta U is how much? Q plus work if the work was done on system. If I write here work is done by system, so I can write expression delta U is equal to Q minus work. Now we will take concept of two terms. One is called mechanical work or other called non-mechanical work. Or we can call one work is called work of expansion. It is mechanical work, change in volume. Second is work of non-expansion or non-mechanical work. So in system, when system will do work, they can do two kind of work. One is work of expansion, pressure volume work. When the volume changes, it is expansion. If the volume increases, or compression means volume decreases. So what happen? If it is taken, the pressure volume work is called work of expansion. We are taking done by system. And second is called work of non-expansion. The work of non-expansion is called as useful work. देखिए इसका मीनिंग क्या है? If I take water, when water will be electrolyzed, how the water can be electrolyzed? Passing through water from outside electrical energy. So this process of electrolysis will be causing what here? Work of non-expansion. Work of non-expansion or non-mechanical work. And second, production of hydrogen gas and O2 gas. Volume increase of the gas. When the volume of the gas increases, due to change in volume, the work done is called as work of expansion. So we can have two kind of work. One is work is expansion and second work of non-expansion. the total can be taken as work done in by system here. So if I write here total work, I can write expression as delta U is equal to Q minus work of expansion minus work of non-expansion. Means total work I can write here this plus this. So I can write openly work expansion and work non-expansion. Now what is work of expansion? It is P delta V. So delta U can be written as Q minus P delta V is work taken here. Work of expansion due to volume change minus work of non-expansion. Now if it is taken here from the relation taken, what I can write Q can be taken as delta U plus P delta V plus work of non-expansion. Work of non-expansion. Now in this case Q is taken delta U plus P delta V plus work of non-expansion. आपको समझ में आ रहा है? इसको यहाँ पे ले आएंगे इक्वेशन को. अब this term is what here? Delta H. It is delta H. So Q can be taken how much? Delta H plus work of non-expansion. Now if it is taken from second law of thermodynamics, we can write here what is delta S as Q reversible by temperature, or what is from here Q reversible T delta S. So I can replace the term Q reversible, Q by Q reversible as T delta S. So T delta S can be taken delta H plus work of non-expansion, or we can write from here minus work of non-expansion will be delta H minus T delta S, and it is what here by relation delta G. Delta G. So delta G, or I can write here minus delta G is equal to work of non-expansion. This work is called as useful work. It is also called as useful work. It is also called as useful work. So basically, what is useful work actually indicating? It is the amount, that much amount of work which is equal to decrease in the system's free energy. That is, decrease in system free energy is called as useful work. It is called work of non-expansion. देखिए आपको दो टाइप का वर्क था. एक था वर्क ऑफ एक्सपेंशन. That work we cannot use for other purpose. वो आपका खत्म हो जाएगा अपना only for expansion. But your second work taken is called as work of non-expansion. I told example, like in simple case it is process of electrolysis. That is called work of non-expansion or useful work. So this useful work can be taken what? It can be electrical work. It can be electrical work. We know relation of delta G is minus NFE. That is electrical work. ठीक है ना? So that is actually meaning here useful work here. Relation of delta G decrease in free energy function is equal to useful work or work of non-expansion. So I hope it is clear definition part and the significance. Two type का होता है. One is volume pressure volume work. Second is non-pressure volume work. Non-pressure volume work can be used for other purpose as well. So the amount of energy which is free for doing other kind of work is called as useful work or free energy. The decrease in free energy is equal to useful work. I hope it is clear. So let us take now our relation of free energy change and reaction spontaneity. We have discussed earlier that if delta H was negative, reactions were mostly spontaneous, but not always. Then we take entropy criteria. If delta S of the reaction or system was positive, reactions were mostly spontaneous. But we told a single criteria was not sufficient. Then we taken the concept of delta S total. That delta S total can be taken delta S system plus delta S surroundings. If delta S total was positive, the reactions were spontaneous. We explained this using concept of that second law was based on that concept only. So delta S total can be taken delta S system plus delta S surroundings. This was the criteria then, but a single criteria was not there कि using one term I can say कि reaction will be spontaneous or non-spontaneous. To introduce that, we have taken the concept of free energy change. If free energy change become negative, the reaction will be always spontaneous. And this free energy change we can link with the delta S total by this expression which we have taken derivation to you. Here बहुत सिंपल आपका डेरिवेशन है, एक ही आपका रिलेशन करना है QP का खाली. तो लेट अस टेक सिंपल डेरिवेशन कि फॉर अ सिस्टम व्हिच इज नॉट आइसोलेटेड, I can express from delta S total is how much T delta S system plus delta S surroundings. Let the process will be taken at condition of constant pressure and temperature. This condition to be taken, let the process will be taken at constant pressure and temperature, and QP is the heat given by system to surroundings. QP is the heat given by system to surroundings, meaning when the system is losing heat, it is minus QP. Surrounding absorbs same heat, then it is taken QP negative for surroundings. When system is negative, surrounding is positive, sign become opposite. System lose heat minus, surrounding gain plus, and we replace this term in this condition of constant pressure and temperature, reversible process, that delta surrounding was QP by temperature, reversible reaction है. Anyway, let us take, तो QP surrounding कितना आएगा minus QP system, and when pressure is constant, the change in enthalpy called what? The change in heat is called as enthalpy change of system. It is negative. Then what is delta S surroundings? It is QP by temperature. What is QP surrounding? Minus delta H system by temperature. That's it. It is equation number 2. From equation 1 and 2 now we replace this term delta S surrounding in this equation. So delta S total become delta S system minus delta H system by temperature. We replace this term by this term here. Now multiplying by T on both sides of the reaction, it is T delta S total is T delta S system plus delta H system, sorry, minus delta H system. Now all the means by multiply the entire reaction by sign of negative, then it is minus T delta S total is minus T delta H system plus delta H system. What is relation? Remember, it is delta G. What is delta G? Delta H minus T delta S system. So it is delta S system. Delta G system we can write is how much? Minus T delta S total. This criteria will be helpful to us to predict the reaction spontaneity from delta G alone. Okay, so let us see from here. From this last expression we can write from here that if delta S total is positive, then what happen? This term become negative, so delta G system is negative. Then what happen? The process become spontaneous. If I take opposite, if delta S total is negative, then what happen? Then delta G system become positive, indicating what? It become a non-spontaneous process. If I take delta S total is 0, then delta G system also becomes 0, indicative of what? A process at equilibrium, indicating the process at equilibrium. Okay. So this can be very helpful criteria. So we can take either delta S total as criteria or delta G alone as criteria for the reaction spontaneity. For the reactions spontaneity. Now what happens? Sometimes we can have temperature. Temperature is very important factor, especially when one factor will support the reaction and one factor will oppose the reaction to be spontaneous or to be non-spontaneous. One table has been prepared here which is summarizing all the information. In table we can use the table. I should write next. We can make one table to see this point here. See, if you have delta H negative, delta S positive, means both factors are favoring the reaction. So in taking this case, any temperature, delta G, it is negative, this is positive, so delta G is negative always at any temperature. Such a process will be always spontaneous. Now if I write suppose both factor opposing, then you take any temperature, delta G is always positive and reaction taken here is always non-spontaneous. Now if I take suppose both positive or both negative, then temperature will play an important role. If I suppose take both positive, now we can take here what happens at low temperature. We can have two conditions, low and high temperatures. If I take endothermic reaction at low temperature, delta H positive and this is positive, means one factor support, one oppose. So to make delta G negative overall, we require high temperature. So at low temperature the value can be positive and reaction taken will be here non-spontaneous. While at high temperature, negative value exceed positive value, delta G become negative and the reaction becomes spontaneous. And if both are negative, then what happens? Now it is negative support, it is negative oppose. So if it is taken here high temperature, this negative become positive, exceed the negative value. So at low temperature delta G shall be negative here and we have reaction spontaneous. While we take at high temperature, delta G become positive and reaction become non-spontaneous. You can take in general to memorize endothermic reactions. High temperature will favor forward reaction and for exothermic reactions, low temperature will favor forward reaction to make forward reaction spontaneous. That is how this table can be helpful to us in predicting the reaction spontaneity. Okay. Now next topic can be taken, standard gives free energy of the reaction. How this value you can calculate? See, just like heat of reaction, condition taken standard means again the condition of temperature 298 Kelvin and pressure 1 atmosphere. In such condition the change is called standard free energy change. So how this is calculated here? Delta R G naught for the reaction is summation of delta G naught formation of products minus summation of delta G naught formation of reactants. Product minus reactants. Delta G naught of reaction can be taken as summation of delta G naught formation of product minus summation of delta G naught formation of reactants. That is how this reaction have been, means how for a reaction you can calculate delta G naught of reaction. Now remember in this case that like the elements, we have taken delta H naught formation for elements was 0. Similarly, delta G naught formation for elements is equal to 0. For the elements, delta G naught formation is 0. If you remember, delta H naught already explained to you, it is for information. But delta S naught formation of elements or S naught formation of elements may not be 0. So in solving question, this expression can use here. For elements, delta G naught formation is not given to us because it is taken 0. Okay. From this expression, we can find delta G naught of reaction, or for unknown substance. For some substance, unknown value of delta G naught formation we can determine from this expression. Okay. That's relation taken. Now some more relations are there. Like one relation taken gives free energy and electrical work. You can take free energy and relation of free energy and electrical work. This This relation can be taken delta G is equal to minus NFE, or I can write delta G naught as minus NFE naught. There are two relations, one taken at any condition, delta G of reaction is minus NFE. Second, only when we have condition of standard, then delta G naught is minus NFE naught. Then delta G naught is minus NFE naught. N क्या है इसमें रिएक्शन में? नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन इन्वॉल्व इन द नेट रिएक्शन. F is Faraday constant. F is Faraday constant and E is the cell's electrode potential. F is Faraday constant, value is 96500 coulombs. N is number of moles of the electrons involved in the reaction. ये same है, only when you have difference that it is in any condition, it is only when the conditions are standard. Then we take second expression or relation. I hope बहुत simple चीज़ है आपके लिए. Just can remember equations only. This equation is used more commonly in electrochemistry chapter for E cell calculation, E naught cell calculation. The relation of E and E naught cell is expressed by relation called Nernst equation in electrochemistry chapter, that is DIT. Now next point can be taken, a relation between delta G naught, relation between delta G naught and equilibrium constant. Relation between delta G naught and reaction, delta G naught, relation between delta G naught of reaction and reaction equilibrium constant. We write commonly K equilibrium. The relation is given by one term, delta G is equal to delta G naught plus RT ln Q. Q in the reaction is called as reaction quotient. Delta G is free energy change. Delta G naught already discussed is standard free energy change, and this Q term is called as reaction quotient. About this Q reaction quotient in detail have been given in topic chemical equilibrium. How to calculate Q? It can be taken QC or QP. If it is QC means concentration terms of the product by the reactant concentration power of coefficients, can give QC. QP means condition of when they partial pressure of product and reactant. So detail have been given in topic chemical equilibrium. Anyway, relation क्या है इसमें? If I write at equilibrium, delta G become 0 and then Q is reaction quotient become equal to K equilibrium. It is taken as reaction equilibrium constant K equilibrium. From here I can write relation delta G naught is equal to, means you can see delta G is how much? 0. I write right here delta G 0 is delta G naught plus RT ln K equilibrium. Or I can write delta G naught is equal to minus RT ln K equilibrium. और if we take log base 10 तो हम क्या करेंगे? डेल्टा G naught होगा minus 2.303 RT log K equilibrium. This value of K equilibrium is significant or is signifying. It signifies the magnitude of delta G naught. If it is constant temperature, if you have high K equilibrium, you have delta G naught more negative. High value means product is more stable. You can make simple way. If you have high value of K equilibrium, that means product are more stable. Delta G naught is high in magnitude, more negative value. Delta G naught is, you can say, high magnitude wise. If you have very low value of K equilibrium, then you can take reactants are more stable than products. So reactants will not try to convert to product. The reactant will not try to convert to product in such case when we have very low value of reaction K equilibrium. This can be explained graphically also. We can take two kind of graph here. For these two cases, it is taken free energy. So you can see in both the cases we have similar graph. When we have initially it is the graph taken, we can take free energy and the progress of reaction taken here. Now in this condition we have condition of equilibrium. At the equilibrium condition, delta G becomes 0. Delta G becomes 0 at the point of equilibrium. So it is taken delta G not of reaction. It can be negative or positive. Negative value higher means high negative value means product is more stable. So we can see from here, if we have product more stable, so reaction shifting in direction of product formation more. So in first case, when we have high value of K equilibrium, then delta G naught is more negative in magnitude. If we take lower value, in second case we have K equilibrium is very less than 1. So reactant will not try to convert to product because product are having higher energy. Product are having higher free energy. Formation of product is not favored in such a case. Okay, that is how this reaction means this value of K equilibrium we can relate with the delta G naught magnitude. Okay, I hope this is clear. And with this I can say this chapter is also over. We will take some question practice now in the given chapter. Now let us take some questions in topic thermodynamics. First we take some basic problems. Write down one question. Okay. For the oxidation of iron, write down. For the oxidation of iron, आपको reaction में 4 Fe solid plus 3 O2 gas give 2 Fe2O3 solid. Entropy changes minus 549.4 joules per mole per Kelvin at 298 Kelvin. Full stop. Despite negative delta S, why this process is spontaneous? This question is a bit theoretical type. You have to explain mathematically. Okay, despite negative delta S, why this process is spontaneous? Given heat of reaction is minus 1648 into 10 to the power 3 joules per mole. So try this question yourself. Now let us come on solution of this question. To solve this question, for the oxidation of iron, entropy change is given minus 549.4 joules per mole per Kelvin at this temperature. So in this case, we can solve this question by two methods. One, for the reaction find delta G. If for the reaction we find delta G, it is how much? Delta H minus T delta S. Delta H आपको दिया है क्वेश्चन में. Delta S आपका नेगेटिव है, it is negative. So when you take product taken here of delta H is given to you T into delta S. What the value here? If delta G for the reaction is coming negative, that means reaction will be here spontaneous. अब check कर लेंगे इसमें delta G का value. On solving delta G for the reaction is coming negative, so the reaction taken here will be spontaneous. That is one approach. Directly you can solve. Now second approach can be done after calculation of delta S total. We are given delta S of the system, of the process. So delta S system given how much? This much. It is system minus 549.4 joules per mole per Kelvin. Now what can be taken delta S surroundings? Delta S surrounding we can find. If delta S system is negative, then delta S surrounding will be positive. So let us find delta S surroundings. It can be taken taken here, heat of reaction, divided by temperature. So when put this value here, delta S surrounding you can calculate from here, minus 1648 into 10 to the power 3 joules. Though we take temperature 298, it is delta S surrounding. Then find delta S total. It is delta S system plus delta S surrounding. When we calculate total delta S of the reaction, this value coming out to be positive. अब चेक ली निकाल के इसका, सॉरी नेगेटिव रहेगा इसका. तो delta S surrounding is positive. It is much higher in magnitude than this negative value. You can check it out. The value on solving should come 4980 is the answer given to the question. 0.6 joules per mole per Kelvin. Since for the reaction delta S total is coming out to be negative, total coming out to be positive. If for the reaction delta S total is positive, the reaction become spontaneous. I hope it's clear. दो तरीके हैं इस क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करने के लिए. एक तो हम क्या करेंगे, इसमें डेल्टा G निकालेंगे. अगर डेल्टा G नेगेटिव आएगा तो क्या हुआ, रिएक्शन क्या हुआ हमारा, स्पॉन्टेनियस. एक सेकंड का अप्रोच है, फाइंड डेल्टा S टोटल. इफ डेल्टा S टोटल इज पॉजिटिव, then also the reaction will be spontaneous. I hope it is clear. चलिए let us take next question. Let us take our next question. आप क्वेश्चन लिख लीजिए. लिखा है at 60 डिग्री सेल्सियस N2O4 gas is 50% dissociated to NO2 gas. So calculate delta G naught for the reaction at this temperature and pressure of 1 atmosphere. Okay, try this question yourself. Now let us come on solution part of this question. To solve this question we have two requirements. First, to find the reaction delta G naught. When the reaction come to equilibrium point, we first require the reaction K equilibrium. We require the reaction equilibrium constant first. How to find the reaction taken of N2O4 gas dissociation? It will give NO2 gas. If I write suppose initial 1 mole alpha mole dissociate, 2 alpha mole they give a product. Total moles can be taken 1 plus alpha, and alpha is given here 0.5. So when alpha is 0.5, I can write remaining 0.5. 2 into 0.5 is 1. Total mole can be taken how much? 1.5. Pressure is given 1 atmosphere. So for the reaction Kp will be how much? P of NO2 gas square by P of N2O4 gas. For NO2 gas, what is Kp? Mole fraction of NO2 1 by 1.5 is mole fraction into total pressure square by for N2O4 gas moles by total mole into total pressure 1 atmosphere. So that you can solve here this value of the reaction Kp is coming out to be how much? You can check it out, is coming 1.33 atmosphere. For the reaction Kp value is coming 1.33 atmosphere. Now once for the reaction Kp value is known to us, then for reaction we require delta G naught. Then how to find delta G naught of reaction? It is minus 2.303 RT. RT for energy calculation 8.314. Temperature in Kelvin scale 60 degrees Celsius. Means how much will be in Kelvin scale? 273 plus 60. It becomes 333 Kelvin. Log K equilibrium. You can take K equilibrium as K equilibrium for the reaction taken 1.33. R का जो यूनिट है आपका डेल्टा G नॉट का यूनिट सेम आएगा, and then you can do calculation. On calculation the answer will be coming, if you take convert to kilojoules, minus 763.8 kilojoule per mole will be answer for this question. So in the question sometime directly we can be given the reaction value of K equilibrium. Sometimes indirectly we require the reaction K equilibrium, and then delta G naught of reaction required can be calculated. I hope it is clear. चलिए, let us take next question. Now let us take our next question. आप लोग क्वेश्चन लिख लीजिए, राइट डाउन. ये डेल्टा H and delta S for the reaction Ag2O solid, we have 2 Ag solid plus half O2 gas are 30.56 kilojoule per mole and 66 joules per mole per Kelvin respectively. Full stop. Calculate temperature at which delta G for the reaction will be 0. Full stop. Predict whether forward reaction will be favored above or below this temperature. Predict whether forward reaction will be favored above or below this temperature. Okay, so try this question yourself. Coming on solution part of this question, we take as per relation delta G is how much? Delta H minus T delta S. क्या लिखा है? Temperature at which delta G for the reaction is 0. So let us take T's temperature at which delta G is 0. So put delta G 0 is delta H minus T delta S, or from here delta H is how much? T delta S, or T will be how much? Delta H by delta S. Now in this question, see, delta H is given to you in kilojoules and delta S given in joules units. So be careful for the units. Put in the value. What is delta H? 30.56. Take it kilojoules into 1000 by delta S 66. On solving this, temperature is coming 463 Kelvin temperature. That is for the reaction. Required one answer. Temperature at which delta G for the reaction is 0. Delta G for the reaction is 0. It is this temperature 463 Kelvin temperature. Now asking second part. Predict whether forward reaction or backward reaction is whether forward reaction is favored above or below this temperature. For this prediction, you see temperature conditions. Delta H sign. Moreover, see in this case delta S is positive, will favor the reaction, but delta H does not favor the reaction. Delta H is positive. Delta H positive will not favor this reaction. So to favor the reaction, we need to take negative value to increase. So we take high temperature. Endothermic reactions, high temperature will favor forward reaction. Reaction कैसा है? Endothermic. So in this case, this forward reaction is favored when the temperature will be more than this temperature. So forward reaction will be favored when you have temperature above 463 Kelvin. So when we have endothermic reactions, they are favored when you have temperature more than 463 Kelvin. So I hope it is clear. चलिए, let us take next question.